What's up guys, welcome to Freedive Passion. Today I'm going to discuss relaxation, why it's important for freediving, why you should be developing your relaxation, and I'm also going to give my favorite exercise for developing relaxation. We've all experienced moments of peace and blissful tranquility while we've been under the water. It could have been doing a deep dive or a static or a hang, or just fun diving on the reef. The point is, for most of us that keep freediving, these fleeting moments, these beautiful moments are what keep us going to the water. The problem is, for most people out there, reaching this state is not a repeatable thing and it's not a consistent thing. It's almost as if it's kind of like hit and miss, kind of fluke if you're gonna get these beautiful feelings while you're under the water. Now, the point of this video is to explain to you how you can start to train your mind and gain control over your mind in order to put yourself in this state voluntarily. Unless you're already a practitioner of some form of meditation, chances are you have what's called a monkey mind. So that's the best way to make you understand this term, is you think about this inner monologue that you have inside your own head. Like, it's always kind of like commentating on what's going on, trying to think about what to do in the future, thinking about what's already happened in the past. But we have very little control over this inner voice, where this inner voice is directed, or even if you want to shut that inner voice down, things will always keep popping up into your head. You've had this inner voice your whole entire life, and you've probably not really thought about it too deeply. But what I'm telling you now is that you can learn to control and stop this inner voice. So how does learning to control this inner voice affect our freediving? Well, if you think back to your good dives and your bad dives, the difference is almost always what was happening inside your head. Also, if you can't keep your mind calm during the breathe up, especially for beginner freedivers, that's going to affect your deep dive massively. If during the dive you have feelings of fear, feelings of apprehension, if you're focusing on any negative feelings or aspects of the dive, then it's almost impossible for you to have a pleasant dive. Also, if your mind is focusing on these things and wandering around, then you're not focusing on the important things that you actually need to concentrate on in order to perform your dive and to perform your maximum potential. Finally, if you are feeling these negative emotions, these negative feelings, then it's more than just feelings, okay? Everything is connected within our body, and these feelings are in turn going to affect your metabolism, increase your metabolism, therefore increasing your oxygen consumption, and it's going to be less than ideal for freediving. If you can relate to any of them examples, then I'm going to tell you now that you can learn to control your mind. The same as once upon a time, you had to learn to control your hands and your fingers. As a baby, it was a big step to be able to clap your hands together. Then you learn to grab stuff and put it in your mouth. Fast forward in time, you can write a letter, paint a painting, build a house. It's the same with your mind if you give it the right focus and attention. Once you can do this, you'll be able to direct your concentration to where it needs to be on the specific parts of the dive. This is also going to allow you to be more in the moment, more present, and your dives are going to become consistently more enjoyable. Now, the best way to develop your concentration is through what we would call, in the West, meditation. Now, meditation has been misinterpreted in the West, and the technique that I'm actually about to describe would be more accurately called concentration practice. Now, the idea of concentration practice is to bring the awareness, bring your concentration, your mind, onto a single task. Now, the less complicated that task is, and the more simple it becomes, the more difficult it will become to hold your concentration. In Pranayama, we keep the attention on the breath. Now, the breath is a very simple thing, so it becomes good training to hold your focus on that breath. During your practice, for sure, your attention is going to wander away, your internal monologue will start up, and you'll be thinking about something totally random, and you'll be entirely engrossed in this thought. The idea of concentration is to catch yourself as you start to drift away in this thought, stop it, bring yourself back to the breath, and again, focus on the breath and be present in this moment. And these thoughts, these monologues are going to come and go in waves. Now, as you start to get better, you'll be able to catch these monologues faster and faster until you reach a point where you can completely shut down your brain, shut down your mind, and just be present in this one moment. Okay, so how does this relate to us in freediving? Well, during a dive, you'll be able to shut off your mind, just do the dive, get back to the surface. You will have been present in the moment for the entire time, and for sure there would have been no negative thoughts. In the beginning, before you become very skilled in this practice, thoughts are still going to pop up into your mind, but because of your training, you'll be able to shut them thoughts off early, and they shouldn't affect your dive too much. The pranayama I can most highly recommend for developing your concentration is full yogic breathing. The reason I recommend this is you get to train 3 things at once. You're going to train your concentration, you're going to strengthen your respiratory muscles, and you're going to gain a greater awareness and control over your respiratory muscles. To perform full yogic breathing, it's important to sit in a position where your spine is straight. So if you're not very flexible, you can sit down in a chair and keep your spine straight. If you have a bit more mobility, then you can sit on the floor. You just want your knees to be lower than your hips. So if you can't get yourself in this position, you can put like a cushion, for example, underneath your bum, and then that will raise up your hips, and you'll be in a much more comfortable position, and it'll be way easier for you to keep your spine straight. We're going to do the breathing technique at a ratio of 1 to 2. So the breath in will be the ratio of 1, and the breath out a ratio of 2. So for example, if you breathe in for 10 seconds, you would breathe out for 20 seconds. To keep the timing, you can either count in your head, or you can just download an app. There's loads and loads of pranayama apps out there. The idea is to extend the breath for as long as you can comfortably. And the breath should be smooth and consistent throughout all of the pranayama and throughout the whole practice. So what I'm saying is, if you can do 8 and 16 comfortably, but if you try and do 9 and 18 and the breath is no longer smooth, you're gasping for air, you don't feel comfortable anymore, then go back to 8 and 16. And over time, over the weeks or whatever, then you'll be able to progress. But just bear in mind, the idea is not to be able to slow down your breath as much as possible. The idea is to be able to develop your concentration, okay? So don't get too obsessed with the numbers. Always start the exercise on an exhale. So you'll breathe out as much air as you can without jeopardizing your posture, so your spine should stay straight. From there, you will start to relax your respiratory muscles, which will automatically bring air into your lungs. Then, fill your diaphragm. Once your diaphragm is full, in a smooth motion, you will start to expand your chest up, fill your chest. Once your chest is full, once again, in a smooth motion, you can raise your shoulders up to get that extra little bit of air into your lungs. Once you've done the full inhale, you're going to breathe out for twice the amount of time that it took for you to breathe in. So slowly you're just going to reverse back down the way you came, bringing the shoulders down first, letting the chest come back to a neutral position, then letting the belly come back in. This is quite difficult, and it requires quite a lot of concentration, even more concentration than the breath in. For me, I find a really great tool in order to gauge the speed of the air that I'm breathing is to bring my awareness to my nostrils and the speed of the air moving through your nostrils. It should be consistent. This is a great practice, and you should try and fit it in for at least 10 minutes a day. If you can do 20 minutes better, 30 minutes better, anything up to an hour a day would be great. Obviously, the more you do, the quicker you're going to progress and the more benefits you'll feel from it. In this video, I've only described the benefits that are going to affect your freediving. But the true benefits from this practice are going to affect you both mentally and physically throughout your entire life. Just Google it. That's all we got time for today, guys. I hope you got something out of this video. If you liked it, then like, share, and subscribe. If you want to join us for coaching or the workshop, then Pranayama is a daily part of our practice. Until next time, take it easy and dive safe.